2016. Joining us now is Fox News contributor, former Secretary of State and CIA Director Mike Pompeo. Mr. Secretary, put this in perspective. I know the numbers and the dates, but put it in perspective how unlikely this visit was a few years ago.
Good morning, Brian. Yeah, very unlikely. This leader was someone who was working for al-Qaeda. He was the leader of an organization called HTS, a terror organization who was designated a terrorist by the United States of America. So pretty unlikely, but lots has transpired in Syria. Assad is gone. That is a good thing for the world and for the region, for Israel. Now the task is for him to rebuild his own country, which is deeply fragmented and had over 6 or 7 million people flee the country because of Assad's regime. Now he's got to build it all back together, and without American support like you're seeing today from President Trump and that from Mohammed bin Salman in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, it's not possible. I wish him the best, because if he can get it right in Syria, that would be a good thing for the United States of America.
As you know, Assad Shia, and he's Sunni. It's a majority Sunni country, but Turkey's got a presence there. The U.S. has a presence there, and there's still various terror networks. You got 71 suspected ISIS members are arrested. That is a form of al-Qaeda. 61 raids carried out. A lot of people are concerned about the numbers of Christians who have been targeted. I don't necessarily think it's coming from him, nor does our government. But the one thing I'd like to see happen, Mr. Secretary, is him to say, look, Mr. President, President Trump took a great risk recognizing him, shaking his hand as a favor to MBS. Now I want you to break off relations with Russia. They've been barrel bombing you for the last 12 years on behalf of a renegade leader who's now has a haven in Russia. Why are we allowing them to have this relationship with Russia? We could use leverage to kick Russia out of the country and out of that port.
Yes, Brian, he's going to have to step up and do a lot of things, given the support that he's been given, the lifeline that he's been given by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, now by President Trump. And President Trump, I'm sure, will put that to him. Not only kicking the Russians out, I think you're exactly right, but it's a hot mess. We need to make sure that he protects Christians. We need to make sure he protects the Druze that are sitting there on his border. These are religions and sects that are different from his. He says he's going to do that. The proof will be in the pudding. We should also make sure that the primary factor in the region, the Islamic Republic of Iran, isn't an influential player there. So he needs to join the West wholeheartedly. He needs to join the Gulf Arab states and the United States, push back against terror. And if he does that, we can help him build out a united, contiguous Syria. And that would be a really good thing. There's a lot of work to do. It is incredibly complicated, and we need to make sure that his history doesn't dominate his future.
Quick question. Do you think he is going to join the Abraham Accords? Do you think it's likely?
I'm confident that President Trump will ask him to do so, at least tacitly. There's a long way to go before he can do that. He needs to get his political footing. I hope that he will. I hope every nation in the region will do that. It makes sense to simply acknowledge that Israel has a fundamental right to exist. That's at the core of the Abraham Accords. He ought to do it when the time is right.
So, and by the way, Iran's regime, even though they're flat on their back with a huge water shortage, has managed to smuggle $1 billion to Hezbollah. So just when you thought maybe Lebanon could be run by the Lebanese, billions of dollars still pouring into which was once the gold standard of terror groups. How much longer, how much longer until Israel has to take them out again because they've been resupplied?
Brian, Israel is striking into Lebanon with some frequency. So even as we talk here today, the Israelis are watching what Hezbollah is doing. Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, the Shia militias in Iraq, they're not going to go away quietly, Brian. This is going to take continued effort from us, from the Europeans. They've got to get serious about this. The Israelis are going to have to continue to do what they know how to do best. And the Gulf Arab states need to join in pushing back against this. You're exactly right. These guys aren't going to lay down their arms. This is not over. There's still work to be done.
Yeah, and by the way, Jared Kushner meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu today. The administration gets it. Got all the hostages out, but the work's got to be every single day, because as soon as if the fighting starts again, the whole Abraham Accords stop. Because and if you can get these done and expanded, that will really get us around the bend, perhaps. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, Mr.
Spot
Secretary.
on, Brian. Absolutely true. Thank you. Have a good morning.
You too. More Fox and Friends straight ahead.